Qadirian, who was involved in this situation, I said that all I'm asking from the universal laws of justice to say that Abbas Temuri, you are not an elder of Baha'ullah, you're not an elder of God. And I will go. I'll give you $5,000. We get the letter. I'm so adamant because I've had this dream. Baha'u'llah and Abdul Baha'i throwing this responsibility over my shoulder. Quite honestly, I don't like it. I'm a smart man, I'm a salesman, I'm a businessman. You never call yourself something, even if you want to succeed anywhere. The moment you call yourself something, you're in trouble. I'm smart, it's not a good idea. I don't want to be an elder. But I'm a Baha'i, I've seen this, I cannot deny this. However, I'm like Kasimoto. I'm a rebel who believes in the emperor. If Universal Laws of Justice sends a letter to me, Mr. Abbas Temuri, you are not an elder. The letter that they send, not sending to me, but sending to consular, it says that tell to Mr. Temuri he is misguided about the elders. I said, Mr. Qadirian, he says I'm misguided about the elders. He doesn't say I'm not an elder. He said they're both the same. I said, how? How am I misguided? He said there has to be only 4 elders, not 5. I said, well, brother, you're wrong. Because one of those, he had the writing that Abdul Baha, over those 19, he chose another one. So they became 20, therefore of 24, there's only 4 left. I said, except that one of those followers of the Bab, which we call him Letters of the Living, he was cast off and excommunicated by Baha'u'llah. Baha'u'llah calls him infidel. He became a follower of Azal. They poisoned Baha'u'llah. This guy wasn't not just a Baha'i, he was the enemy of Baha'u'llah. He could not be considered an elder, therefore. So one went out and one came in. Result is still the same 5. I said, I'm not misguided, it seems. But I'm not here to argue. Just get a letter from Universal Laws of Justice that to say that Mr. Abbas Temuri, you're not an elder. I will leave. And you have my letter. You're hearing today too. He said, is that all you want? I said, that's all I want. That's all I want. I have 2 kids and wife, nice house, good business. I don't need to go through this headache. So, sometimes this message of God is a one-way message. They tell you, hey, do this. You can call back, say, I don't do it. You have to just do it. He came back, he couldn't get any letter. I said to myself, probably they could not come to the point themselves to say that I'm not an elder or I'm an elder. And they were disputing this issue finally. They couldn't get any result or issue. They handed it to the National Spiritual Assembly of Canada, which is not infallible, cannot deal with these issues. I never wanted them to know anything about this. It was a private matter. And they sent me a letter that we're excommunicating you and we're asking you that you have to see some psychiatric help. We just don't believe you if you say you're not an elder. Well, how am I going to go to see psychiatric help when I explain to a doctor what my position is and he finds out my reason? Then he will probably find that you're crazy and I'm not. Plus, how am I going to make my doctor even to send me a psychiatrist? You know, in Canada, you can't pay by your own. So what you're saying is not even possible to do. Oh, God. I need help from you people. You Anglo-Saxons, get off your butt, okay? Because I'm not here today to suck up to you for some support or anything. I don't need your support at all, brothers. I love you for what you are, stay out. But come and help the faith of God. You have a responsibility. Are you sharing as a humanity, as a human being with other human beings? You want to share the Baha'i faith? Okay. So what are we supposed to do here? What's my word to you? The word is that Universal Laws of Justice, National Local Spiritual Assembly, they are the only body that the Baha'is they have to go to. If hundreds of times over and over it goes, still there has to be election in the city, in the country, and in the world. Okay? There's no other point. These are direct order of Shawi Effendi. But I found in a writing, anyways, that there is another thing called Universal Laws of Guardianship. Just like Universal Laws of Justice. these elders, which I'm one of them, 3 of us, came together and formulated it. We said that, okay, now democracy is achieved because there's a check and balance. 9 men are elected by the Baha'is to be the member of the Universal House of Justice to bring the law, but they can't interpret. There should be 5 women elected again by the Baha'is to be the Universal House of Guardianship with the main duty of interpreting, not bringing the law. In this relationship, if the Universal House of Justice tomorrow wants to enact a law, let's say smoking is forbidden or not, since they cannot interpret the meaning, they would have to ask the House of Guardianship, what do you think about smoking? And in the Baha'i faith, we know religion has to be according to science and logic. Therefore, the institution of guardianship, membered by these 5 women elected of the Baha'is, they investigate the matter through many committees, scientific committees working under them, and they send their interpretations to the Universal House of Justice, signed and sealed. It's not a law yet, but it's their recommendations. Based on that, Universal House of Justice brings the law. And then this anarchy will be vanished from the Baha'i faith. Because right now everybody says, oh, hey, they can't interpret, they didn't interpret, I'm going to be responsible to do something. You have to formulate this, isn't it? Now, everything that is in this issue is all in the writing, except for the membership of women. That was decided by these 3 elders, of the 5 elders, that they should do this. Because in the Baha'i faith there's Bab and Baha, and Bab and Baha really are the return of Adam and Eve, representing the 2 forces in the universe, like yin and yang, you know, like an electron and proton. These 2 forces, they interact, like United States or Republican or Democrat, together interact, the truth comes out. So in the Baha'i faith there are 2 houses, one to interpret, one to enact. They're not competing with each other because they do different things. But because of their interactions, they are like a mother and a father for the Lord. For this issue, I should be called the enemy of Baha'ullah. People, please. What kind of an enemy I am for saying this? My friend says, even the mayor of the city of Guelph would have not cast you off. But say, okay, Mr. Temuri, you have an opinion of your own about this issue. It's okay. You're not against Universal House of Justice or national or local. You accept what it is. But you're thinking that these things has to be. All right, leave it to us. We'll do something about it. Isn't that a simple, civilized way to deal with this? Why should you call me infidel? That no Baha'i can talk to me. My son, I bought him a house in Waterloo to come and go there to do his degree. He sent a letter. He called me and said, Daddy, you have been excommunicated. I shouldn't even talk to you. Guys, please, you're Anglo-Saxon. John Locke came from there, okay? I don't want to mention right now the quality of the Anglo-Saxon. The whole world owes them. But how are we going to unite the world if this is such a limited, dogmatic perceptions we have? If you want to say that, too bad. This is what the writing says. It's not. It's not. The writing doesn't say none of that. Let's see some of the writings. Shall we offend in the world order of Baha'u'llah? Page 9. I need not dwell upon what I have already reiterated and emphasized, that the administration of the cause is to be considered as an instrument and not a substitute for the faith of Baha'u'llah. What does that mean? I'll leave it up to you to interpret, okay? Second one, same thing. The whole machinery of assemblies, of committees, of conventions is to be regarded as a means and not an end in itself. Haven't we then substituted the entire faith of Baha'u'llah for some administrative order? Okay, let's read more about the member of Universal House of Justice. Some answered question, page 199. Now, the member of the House of Justice have not individually essential sinlessness, meaning essentially they're not any different from others. In another letter to the local spiritual assembly about the members of the administration, he said, they should never let to suppose that they are the central ornaments of the body of the cause, intrinsically superior to others in capacity or merit. This is about those who are elected to do the job. So what do we do? This idea that I brought it for you, which I'm not respecting, even respect from you, okay? I don't want to be celebrated for this. I'm just trying to do my damn job, conferred upon me, forced upon me by God. I'm forced to carry it. Why? Because I'm a Baha'i. For this I've suffered 15 years, humiliated. The stuff they have told me, behind me, is worse than they're saying to the Prophet of God. They even say that the government of Iran is behind my talks. They are financing me. What have I said in any of my speeches and talks that is to the benefit of the government of Iran? That's an accusation to the government of Iran too. They even called me a pimp. Can you believe this? They did the same thing to Baha'ullah. Azal says that Baha'ullah is promulgating prostitution. Isn't this that they were accusing Baha'ullah that he's, under the Zionist group of Israel, another time English are behind him, the other time Russian are behind. They're saying the same thing about me. But I'm not Baha'ullah. I'm just nobody. I'm a simple little test that Baha'u'llah has brought for you to see if this administration works. It found it's not working. Who's responsible? Who's going to have to deal with this? I brought the idea with you. You can call me and we can deal with it. I want to read a few things about you people. This is about Americans, but it's actually it's about all the Anglo-Saxons and all over the world. Fellow believers in the American continent, great indeed have been your past and the present. Achievement immeasurably greater are the wonders which the future has in store for you. The edifice where sacrifices have raised still remains to be clotted. The house which must needs to be supported by the highest administrative institution your hands have reared is yet to be unbuilt. Provisions of the chief repository of those laws that must govern its operations are thus far mostly undisclosed. The standard which, if Abdul-Baha wishes are to be fulfilled, must be raised in your own country, has yet to be unfurled. The unity of which that standard is to be the symbol is far from being yet established. The machinery which must needs incarnate and preserve that unity is not even created. This refers to the institution of guardianship, which has to be there, and essentially all the administration. Continuing quote, will it be America? Will it be one of the countries of Europe? Who will arise to assume the leadership essential to the shaping of the destinies of this troubled age? You're going to have to do, you Americans have to erect this universal laws of guardianship. Please study this book. It's on the website. Find it for yourself if you care. As an Iranian, Baha'i, Canadian, 35 years I've been in the faith. I've studied that. 15 years I've been banged on with all kind of things over this issue. One of them in Toronto was saying that we've given, we're raising money, $10,000 to come and kill you. And he said it in public in front of 3 people. This is what they think of me, eh? God. Okay. Amazing stuff about America. Another one is in the Citadel of the Faith. Little wonder that from the same unerring pen there should have flowed after Abdu'l-Baha's memorable visit to the West is often quoted words, the significance of which it would be impossible for me to overrate. The continent of America, he announces in a tablet unveiling his divine plan to the believers residing in the northeastern states of the American Republic, is in the eyes of the one true God the land wherein the splendors of his light shall be revealed. What is it going to be revealed? Think about it. The elders of God came in Canada, in North America, for this final episode of the formative age with Create Administration Baha'is works, where the mysteries of his faith shall be unveiled. What could be the mystery more than this? Where the righteous will abide and the free assemble. May this American democracy, he himself, while in America, was heard to remark, be the first nation to establish the foundations of the international agreement. May it be the first nation to proclaim the unity of mankind. May it be the first to unfurl the standard of a most great peace. The American people are indeed worthy of being the first to build the tabernacle of the great peace and proclaim the oneness of mankind. What responsibility? Are you taking it serious? It's up to you. I came to know a gentleman in the state of Detroit, Mr. Juan Cole. Wonderful Baha'i, wonderful. He was taken outside of the Baha'i faith to such authority. He is authority. They told him that you're not allowed to talk to certain people. What kind of a garbage are we selling to people for faith? That he can act according to own conscience, this man of so many books, that whom he talks, because he's talking to certain individual. Today, I will be in the league of hero when I dead, but let it be heard. Today I tell you, no man in the Baha'i faith, whatever his crime, whatever his, cannot be excommunicated spiritually. There is no such a thing. I, as the elder of God and interpreter, cancel this out. Shaykh Effendi said this remark of Abdu'l-Baha was provisional. Now the final episode, which is the universal laws of guardianship, has come. Do not call any man in the planet evil, enemy of God. Baha'ullah says in the Book of Certitude, no one should judge others at the hour of death, he says, in the last seconds. The unbelievers might go become a believer, and the believers might go other way around. If this is the situation, how can we call covenant breakers? You know, I'm not so much afraid of the covenant breakers as the covenant brokers are the worst ones, you know. Let me read something about an individual Baha'i, about, again, this is to Americans, but to all of us. It's very important. I found it to be very important.